Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins, along with my brother Brent, we're looking at incredible Google image of what looks to be some kind of stealth aircraft just there on the tarmac. And we're looking at something that can't be explained, or can we? Buckle up, everybody. We've got a lot of UFO videos, including an update from Daniel Sheehan and a U.S. colonel, retired, that has come forward with some incredible news with regards to, are we alone in the universe, and are they here on planet Earth right now? But let's look at this. We're looking at something that really can't be explained right there in Texas. If you could help us out, track down this exact location, people. If you're watching, find this coordinate and send it to us at Third Phase of Moon. We're looking at it right now. Brent, your thoughts. Has the Air Force or the Space Force or Lockheed Martin cracked the stealth with regards to invisibility for our aircraft right now?
Dang, Blake, this is some good footage right here, especially the 3D graphic. Again, could this maybe be a glitch within Google's system, looking at this and creating a mirrored image of maybe a craft there in a previous point? I'm not sure. I'm looking at something that definitely resembles, especially this 3D image of something that I would see in our American assets using cloaking of something that was going to hide something like the Predator. This is what it reminds me of, the movie Predator, because it definitely blends into its surrounding environment. This is a perfect cloak for any aircraft.
The technology does exist, but is it in our assets to pretty much make our jet fighters invisible to the enemy? I believe so, and we're looking at it right now, in my opinion. So like I said, let's track these coordinates down, and we'll do a follow-up on Third Phase of Moon tomorrow with help like you watching. Now let's get to some videos from around the world, the phenomenon. Take a look at this. So once again, a truck driver just driving down on its route and notices something strange in the sky. Some people might call it an upside down pyramid, or maybe an acorn shaped UFO. And in this episode, we're going to be going back to some of the archives to compare this phenomenon, the acorn or the upside down UFO that is being captured all over our planet. So what are we looking at? I'm going to get a close-up. I'm going to add some brightness contrast right now to make whatever this is pop and get a little closer look. We can see the dark triangle just in perfect stationary in space in this area, just hovering over the rooftops. And you see this bright beam of light from the sun just shining down upon it. We're not seeing any kind of canopy. I don't believe this is some propped up air balloon.
Yeah, what I like about this, you could definitely see, like you just said, the triangle, the darkness right underneath this, what I believe looks like a cylindrical flying saucer right on the top of it. Could these two vehicles be connected as a partnership, or is this, again, one ship, or something that just can't be explained? What I like about it is it has the two ships, in my opinion, connected to each other. That's what I find fascinating about this.
As we look at this, I'm going to be pulling up some archive of incredibly clear footage of the exact same craft, in my opinion. And I want to get your thoughts right now here at Third Phase of Moon with regards to your thoughts of what this possibly could be. So let's pull it up. A really cool vintage video of the exact same craft in the sky. No CGI, no AI. We're looking at something that's up in the sky and we can't explain. Take a look at this. An extreme close-up, incredibly clear, of some unknown craft, and it is interesting in its flight pattern. There's no oscillation. It's not wobbling in any weird way. This thing is rock steady in the sky. And here's another shot of the exact same thing. So I believe something's up there that's resembling the upside down pyramid, whatever you call it, the acorn shaped UFO. It's out there and people are seeing this. And again, we're looking at something that is very unconventional. Brett, your thoughts as we look at the truck drivers footage and compare it to what's being captured in other parts of the world?
Yeah, Blake, these are pretty much exact duplicates or twins of each other. These objects are very similar that it's undeniable. They're pretty much the exact same thing. Could it be the same craft traversing over the region around the world? More UFOs coming up. Check this out.
Captured in China. We're looking at some kind of craft. It looks to be a flying saucer with lights surrounding the hull of the craft, and it is remarkable. And we really, again, have no explanation to what this is. Is there, and I want to ask you, Brent, is there like a suppression of UFOs coming out of China, or does it seem that they're kind of ramping up with their sightings over there? I'm seeing more and more footage from the country.
Yeah, I think it's been clamped down for quite some time, and maybe they're leaking it out a little bit, slowly but surely. And this is definitely a good example of that. This is something that we don't see in the United States or even in South America. This is totally unique to China's experience of witnessing UFOs, because I've seen a couple of these come out in that region. Is there some sort of new technology that China may be dealing with, or is there a certain otherworldly race visiting China? This is, again, phenomenal footage. This thing doesn't seem to rotate. It just seems to hold itself up in the sky. I wish we could have seen the whole video where we could have seen it leave the vicinity. Then it would have really answered a lot of questions. These are great close-ups. Again, everybody in the chat, what do you think this is?
Yeah, good point there, because I agree. There's probably more to this video than we could share right now, because this is the only clip that we're able to show. And we're looking for the extended cut, because I'm sure the eyewitness wouldn't have just stopped the camera. And in my estimation, this thing's off at a distance over the mountaintop. This has got to be about 20 to maybe even 40 feet in diameter. So we're looking at something quite impressive in the sky. Again, it's a UFO, and there's no AI, CGI. This is legitimate footage, people. That's what we want to share with you. And if we see anything suspicious, you're in the right place, because we're going to call it out the way we see it. Now, Elon Musk is on the campaign trail, and he was asked a question whether release suppressed technology. Listen up.
Good afternoon, Elon. As somebody who is directly involved in the pioneering of space travel, what is your perspective on the suppression of advanced technologies under UAP crash retrieval programs and other black projects such as Immaculate Constellation that have the potential to fundamentally change human society?
I'm not familiar with those programs, but I mean, I certainly think if there are technologies that can be helpful, the government's aware of it. We should obviously provide that technology to the people. So I should say that people often ask me, do I believe in aliens? I said, well, I was one, according to Homeland Security, until I got my, it literally said alien registration card. I'm like, cool. But I mean, thus far, I have not personally, I'm not aware of any evidence for aliens on Earth. I'm not saying they're not here, but I have not seen any evidence for aliens. For our Starlink constellation, we have never had to maneuver around an alien spacecraft even once. And we've got 6,000 satellites up there. So, I mean, they're very subtle, is what I'm saying, these aliens, But I think if there's if there's interesting stuff that the government's aware of that American people would find interesting or useful, we should obviously make that known. We should publish it.
Well, I have a little mixed feelings about what Elon is stating. I'm a big fan of what he does. It's incredible, and it's great that we have somebody like him on planet Earth pushing the envelope. But I believe that he's mixed up with NASA. Obviously, NASA knows a lot. NASA never straight answer, and he works very closely. I'm pretty sure Elon has a gag order with regards to any kind of intelligence that is beyond anything that resembles alien technology. And I think he kind of dodged the bullet on some of the questions that he was asked straight up. If there's any kind of government that's reverse engineering high technology, should it be given to the public? Well, he did state that it should, but he went straight to aliens. He didn't really want to tackle the project of these private corporations, maybe his competitors that have incredible advanced technology that could change the world, like free energy overnight.
Yeah, the person that asked this question to Elon, I give him some good credit on that, because that's the one we all want to know. Are we alone? He should have brought up, instead of these unacknowledged programs, he should have named names, and I'm sure Elon would have been very aware of it, because he could have just said Skunk Works, Lockheed Martin, and the list goes on. These are the places where they're reverse engineering alien technology, and I'm sure Elon Musk is very aware of it. Maybe he's saying that they're not aliens. They could be from here. So that's why he might just have dodged a bullet there too as well.
Including a lot of UFO evidence that even SpaceX has captured. Elon, check out our footage.
Non-human intelligence exists. Non-human intelligence has been interacting with humanity. This interaction is not new, and it's been ongoing. And there are unelected people in the government that are aware of that. There's zero doubt.
So this is the retired colonel that has come forward recently with shocking statements. And this was recorded, I think, last month, but just yesterday, he made a statement in this press conference, and it's called the Global Disclosure Day. And this happened yesterday, and there's some people that came forward with some incredible information.
Non-human intelligence exists. Non-human intelligence has been interacting with humanity on this planet. This interaction is ongoing and it's not new. And there's zero doubt. But you already knew that.
So again, Colonel Carl Mill is coming forward with information about what we know or what we don't. I'm not exactly sure if he's presenting solid evidence or only speculation. Listen.
The second point is faster than light travel. Everybody says faster than light travel is not possible. This is false. Miguel Alcubierre, a postgraduate student at the University of Mexico in 1994, solved Einstein's equations for an effective faster than light mechanism. NASA has investigated this. Everyone accepts his solution as valid. His solution requires negative energy. In 1960, quantum physics demonstrated or predicted the reality of negative energy. In the 90s, the Casimir effect was demonstrated in the laboratory. The Casimir effect demonstrates negative energy. The expansion of the universe, which is caused by dark energy, is negative energy. So we have a solution to Einstein's equations that allow effective faster than light travel. We've got the existence of negative energy proven. This isn't an engineering solution. This isn't a means where we can go and do this, but theoretically it's possible. And this is not argued by modern scholarship. So from a first principles, life is more than likely common, and we know that Einstein's equations support effective faster than light travel. That's the first principles argument.
It's interesting, but again, we're not learning anything new with regards to any solid evidence except his speculation. So let's give him a chance, but I'm not seeing anything that's groundbreaking. But Daniel Sheehan said something provocative. Listen.
Bases here on our planet, many of which are located high in the desolate areas in the mountains, where very few people ever go, and beneath the sea. There's a major base in the Pacific that we're virtually certain exists off Baja, between Baja and Guadalupe Island, potentially beneath the ocean floor. This has been monitored. We have hundreds of videos of the vehicles coming and going from that location and plunging into the sea and going down into and coming from this base. This is extraordinarily important for everyone to understand. Very importantly, there is some percentage inside our national security state apparatus that knows this to be true.
Well, Daniel Sheehan just dropped a major bombshell. But again, hundreds of videos. Can I see one of them, Daniel? You've got my email. We've spoken. And Daniel, if you've got the hundreds of videos entering and plunging into this underwater base, well, let's break it right here at Third Phase of Moon. We'd love to share it right now. But right now, it's just, again, a lot of talk and no walk the walk. I want to see this proof.
Yeah, that would be the smoking gun. If somebody just brought this to this podcast today with all these talking heads, somebody just come in and break it all down and say, hey, this is a shit, and everybody, we don't need to talk anymore because we just proved it right here. The government says they're very well aware of this space that's underneath the water. And yes, we've covered a lot of mysterious spaces, even off the coast of Malibu, that should have been talked about too as well. But yeah, I would definitely like to see the hundreds of videos where we're seeing UAPs or UFOs diving into the ocean.
Well, I know Third Phase Moon has hundreds of videos that showcase that perfectly in the archive, but again, no proof was being brought forward in this conference just yesterday, and I'd like to see it. And you would have figured if they're going to make an announcement with regards to this kind of extraordinary statements, you would have brought the evidence to the table. But here's more statements from the colonel.
Essentially, the first principles argument, which basically says, counter to common belief, that life is common in the universe. How do we know life should be common in the universe? There's 20 billion sun-like stars in the universe. The sun is a population 1 star. There are planets like this, there's stars like the sun that are 5 billion years older than the sun. That's plenty of time for other civilizations to evolve on these other planets. There is recent scholarship that says that life evolved on Earth in the Hadean era. The Hadean era was before the crust even cooled. There's recent scholarship that says that microbes have been found in terrestrial rock that have dated to 2 billion years ago, essentially in stasis. So life evolved here very quickly. There are many, many planets like the sun, and there are many, many planets that are much older than the sun. People that would argue that life is uncommon have to justify that proposition more than anyone would have to justify the fact that life evolves very quickly.
The Colonel Carl Nil, he's making statements that's obvious and nothing new. We all know that this universe is massive, and most likely 100% there's life out there. But is the question being answered? Has he brought any proof? Unfortunately, he's just kind of pandering to the audience and not really giving us any insight. And that's unfortunate. I would have hoped that if they're going to make a big conference, bring some evidence to the table. It's not that hard.
Yeah, thanks for the science lesson, Carl. We really appreciate that. This is a big insight, and I think everybody here at Third Phase Moon has done their research. That's why we're all here. And we didn't need Carl to tell us this science lesson. What could have been taught more? Again, more proof, maybe some whistleblowers that really had more information. That could have been groundbreaking.
That's right. Take the opportunity and run with it. We're going to be breaking down major news in the next couple days, and you're going to be impressed. Now, remember, the comic book, Battle for Disclosure. It's available right now. Take a look at this. That's right, Battle for Disclosure, available right now on Amazon. Get your hard copy or digital Kindle download. The links are below. Battle for Disclosure. It's been a wild ride producing all 4 issues. And let me tell you, it's rivaling what's really going on in our world with regards to disclosure, but just a little bit on steroids, but pretty much how disclosure would roll out. And it's a game changer. Battle for Disclosure. Make sure you order your copies right now. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. Be safe. Blake Cousins. We'll see you next time.
We'll catch y'all later.